Imagine two futures. Age 75 needs support with even the simplest duties. You're strong enough to play with your grandkids. Starting today, the difference between the two realities may be 15 minutes every day. Beyond 60, your body loses 38% of its muscle mass annually. Not an abstract number. It explains why mounting stairs and getting out of a chair are tougher. It raises the possibility of falls, one of the major hazards to older individuals' independence. However, we have 100% control over this. Expensive equipment or intensive workouts are not the answer. It includes 5 important exercises created specifically to restore your functional strength. Though easy to execute while watching TV, these exercises may lower the chance of falling by 45%. Have you recently found an ordinary activity harder? It may be lugging a shopping bag or even stooping to tie your shoes. This video is for you if the response is in the affirmative. Additionally, keeping an eye out for a loved one demonstrates a tremendous degree of anxiety. Please press subscribe and enable alerts to ensure you don't miss these vital advice for your well-being, strength, and mobility. Let's get started quickly. The initial exercise we'll chat about concentrates on an area of your body that is frequently disregarded, nevertheless is critical to your vitality and circulation. Your calf muscles are what I mean. Calves are widely regarded to be the second heart in medicine for very practical reasons. Although your heart performs a wonderful job of circulating oxygenated blood throughout your body, it continuously confronts gravity to raise the blood from your lower limbs and feet. Venous return is the term for this procedure. Our veins' one-way valves may fail with age, and if we don't get adequate support, blood may start to pool in our lower limbs. This is the reason of your legs feeling heavy and exhausted, as well as any apparent edema or swelling. Robust calf muscles work as a vigorous pump. They constrict the veins in your legs with each contraction, driving blood upward and greatly assisting your heart. The essential calf raise is the action to strengthen them. Stand behind a hard surface, such as a kitchen counter or the back of a hefty, robust chair, to complete the action effectively. Lightly lay your hands on it to maintain balance rather than to support your weight. Take a high posture. Feel an intentional pinch in your calves as you progressively elevate onto the balls of your feet after inhaling. For 2 seconds, maintain this peak contraction. The most crucial phase is to take a deep breath while gently sinking your heels back to the floor over a period of 3 to 4 seconds. Real strength and control are built during this deliberate lowering period. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions, but keep in mind that 5 meticulous, perfect repetitions are much more effective than 20 fast ones. You may finish this while sitting if you have issues standing for extended periods of time. Just lift your heels, keep the pressure, and gradually descend them while sitting straight on a chair with your feet level on the ground. That important muscular pump is still being activated. We start with circulation and progress to your gluteal muscles, which are the main core of your strength and stability. Physical therapists refer to a relatively prevalent condition created by our contemporary, sedentary lifestyle as gluteal amnesia. Because they lie idle for so much of the day, your glutes, the biggest and possibly strongest muscles in your body, basically forget how to perform properly. Other smaller, less powerful muscles, especially your lower back muscles, are forced to make up for this. One of the key mechanical explanations of chronic lower back soreness is this. When you walk, your glutes are supposed to drive you forward, widen your hips, and support your pelvis. Your spine suffers when they fail to fulfill their tasks. The optimum exercise to rejuvenate these muscles is the glute bridge. Lay down on a solid yet comfortable surface, such as a carpeted floor. Plant your feet flat, hip-width apart, and bend your knees. Your feet should be so close to your chest that your fingers can barely touch your heels. Keep your arms at your sides. Gently support your abdominal muscles before beginning the activity. Then, as you release the breath, raise your hips toward the sky by squeezing your glutes and placing pressure through your heels. From your shoulders to your knees, your body should produce a straight line. To boost height, it's crucial to avoid arching your lower back instead. Your glutes should do all the effort. Keeping your glutes active, keep this bridge posture for 3 to 5 seconds. Then, gently and softly draw your hips back down. If elevating your hips feels too strenuous at first, then try squeezing your glutes isometrically while resting in the first posture. After 5 seconds of holding the contraction, let go. Rebuilding their strength will begin with re-establishing the mind-muscle connection. We need to concentrate on our posture and upper body strength after addressing the core systems of circulation and lower body stability. Thoracic kyphosis, sometimes referred to as a question mark posture, is one of the most prominent postural disorders I discover in my patients. Their head protrudes in front of the body as a result of the forward rounding of the upper back, which also pushes the shoulders forward. This is not only a cosmetic problem. The muscles in your upper back, especially the rhomboids and middle trapezius, which are supposed to pull your shoulder blades together, weaken and extend as a consequence of this imbalance. In the interval, your chest muscles shorten and harden. Your neck and upper shoulders are substantially pushed by this imbalance. It adds around 10 pounds of effective weight for those muscles to hold for each inch your head advances forward. Because the restricted posture prohibits your rib cage from appropriately stretching, it instantly leads to repeated tension headaches, neck discomfort, and even breathing troubles. We must strengthen those neglected upper back muscles in order to effectively address this. Squeezing your shoulder blades together is the exercise known as scapular retraction. You may execute this while standing or sitting upright on a sturdy chair. Bend your elbows to a 90-degree angle with your palms facing front after bringing your arms to your sides at shoulder height. From this position, strive to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades by gently squeezing them together. Avoiding shrugging your shoulders in the direction of your ears is crucial. Rather, visualize tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets by drawing them down and back. Don't hold your breath instead, hold this contraction for 5 seconds while breathing normally. Next, let go gently. The muscles between your shoulder blades, not your neck, should be moderately rigid. If you spend a lot of time reading, using a computer, or driving, this is a fantastic exercise to repeat numerous times throughout the day to improve your posture. The capacity to pull oneself up is the next movement pattern we investigate, which is crucial to your independence. This takes us to the push-up, but I want you to reject the notion of floor push-ups in the military sense right now. Functional strength is our key emphasis. You can push open a heavy door, get out of bed, and, most importantly, get off the ground in the event of a fall thanks to your upper body pushing power. One of the key causes of severe challenges and a loss of independent life is the inability to get off the ground. As a result, we need to expand our movement gradually and securely. The wall push-up is the finest place to start. Position yourself at an arm's length away from a transparent wall. Put your hands flat on the wall at chest height and a touch broader than your shoulders. From your head to your heels, your body should make a powerful, straight line. Keep your hips from sagging or projecting. Maintaining that straight line, steadily lower your chest toward the wall while bending your elbows as you inhale. Then, as you release the breath, push yourself back to the beginning posture by applying pressure with your hands. It is necessary to regulate the full movement. You may go onto an inclined surface, such as the back of a fastened couch or a robust kitchen counter, after you can accomplish 15 of them with effortlessly. It is difficult as the surface grows lower since you are exerting more of your body weight. Try doing the push-up on your knuckles with your fists closed if you ever have wrist discomfort, or utilize the push-up handles to maintain your wrists in a neutral posture. This exercise strengthens your arms, shoulders, and chest, but more significantly, it builds your self-assurance and your capacity to regulate yourself in the real world. Exercises for circulation, posture, lower body stability, and upper body pushing strength have now been created. Mobility, more specifically, the rotational mobility of your spine, is the last component of this functional jigsaw. Twisting is involved in a lot of our routine duties, such as turning to welcome someone, reaching for something on the passenger seat, or peering over your shoulder while driving. Your thoracic area, which contains your mid and upper back, is where your spine is largely constructed for this purpose. Your lumbar spine, or lower back, has extremely limited rotational capability and is intended for stability. When we need to twist and our thoracic spine stiffens due to inactivity, the body urges the rotation to begin from the more sensitive locations, such as the neck or lower back. This is a typical mechanism of damage that culminates in persistent pain and disc troubles. Thus, maintaining mild spine rotation is crucial for injury prevention as well as flexibility. The sitting spinal twist is a safe and effective approach to practice this. With both feet flat on the ground and hip width apart, take a high seat on a sturdy chair. Maintaining a stable pelvis is crucial. For minor support, place your right hand on the chair behind you and your left hand on the outside of your right knee. First, sit as tall as you can while taking a deep breath and expanding your spine. Next, steadily glide yourself into a rightward twist as you release your breath. Let your eyes follow, glancing over your right shoulder. Instead of pressing with your arms or cranking your neck, the twist should originate from your mid-back. This should never hurt excessively. Instead, it should be a controlled, mild tension. Maintain a regular breathing rhythm while holding the stance for 15 to 20 seconds. You may experience a little increase in muscular relaxation with each breath. On an inhale, gently return to the center to release. Repeat on the other side after that. In addition to keeping the neural circuits responsible for this motion active and healthy, this movement aids in hydrating the spinal discs. Now that you have these 5 fundamental processes, consistency is the most crucial component. The solution to enjoying real, long-lasting benefits is to execute them 4 to 5 times a week. You may approach this in a manner that best complements your way of life. You may enjoy a rigid program, investing 15 minutes every morning to execute 2 sets of each activity. This makes time for your health meaningful and focused. A scattered strategy, on the other hand, may be more sustainable. This includes incorporating the exercises into your everyday schedule. While you wait for your coffee to brew, perform calf raises. Perform scapular retractions while watching a TV ad. After a meal, execute a few sitting twists. The idea of exercise snacking is particularly beneficial as it minimizes the need to find a large quantity of time. The dedication to consistency is more crucial than the strategy you apply. Pay attention to your body and discern between excessive joint pain, which is a warning to leave, and the sense of muscular tiredness, which is constructive. Monitor your improvement based on how you feel in your day-to-day life rather than how many repetitions you can complete. Is getting out of the automobile easier? When you walk on bumpy terrain, do you feel more confident? The genuine markers of success are these. Every repeat is an investment in your own independence and well-being. Today, begin with merely one of these exercises. Maintain consistency. Yourself in the future will be grateful.